Hello everybody, I'm Thomas. Welcome back to another video. This time I'm back with a solo playthrough of Point City, a card drafting engine building game designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Stankwich. This is a game made by Flat Out Games and AEG. It is a card drafting engine building game. It is a kind of follow-up of their previous game, Point Salad, but with a city theme and also with a solo mode, which is what I'll be playing here today. So I'll quickly go over how the game plays. This game is called Point City because in the end, it's all about the points. You're trying to score the most points. There's a nice little setup aid here where you have essentially 3 different tiers of cards. You have tier 1 cards, 2, and 3. They have different colored backgrounds and also little dots in the corner. Each card on one side has a resource and on the other side has a building. And as you can see, I have a little grid of cards here, all on the resource side. Then also down here, there are these things called civic tokens, which allow you to score extra points through various different means. You have this first token just gives you a base 7 points, while this one gives you 3 points per ecology and economy card that you have. So on the other side of this card is a little turn summary, and it's pretty straightforward. The first optional thing you can do, which you'll probably be doing a lot towards the beginning of the game, is any row or column that has just resources showing, which at the beginning is every row and column. You can flip one card to its other side to have a building to use. After that, each turn, you're pretty much just doing one thing. You can either grab 2 adjacent cards. They have to be orthogonally adjacent, not diagonally. Or you can grab 2 cards from the top of the draw deck as your cards for the turn. That's pretty much it. If you're constructing a building, you have to pay the costs of the card that are listed below here. So like this card costs 2 community and 3 economy for you to build it. And some buildings will provide bonuses, permanent bonuses. So if you build this urban forest, you'll get a permanent ecology resource that you'll be able to use to build other stuff in the future. So it is a kind of an engine building type game. That's pretty much it. As far as the normal turns go, after that, you just refill from the draw pile, and you always refill to the opposite of whatever was drawn. So if you take 2 cards that are both on the resource side, you replace them with 2 building cards. And there's these little tokens with building and resources on them. So you kind of remember what to use. I'll probably be using these throughout the game. As far as how the AI plays, that's what these 2 tokens around the board are for. They dictate which cards it's going to grab, because on its turn, it's doing pretty much the same thing of grabbing 2 cards. So wherever these 2 tokens meet, which is this industry, it would take this card and the card below it. And if the card was at the bottom here, the card below it is technically the card at the top. So if it was pointing to this ecology card, you grab this and the community card up there. If the AI needs to grab a civic token down here, it always goes from left to right. So that's why I have them lined up in a row like this. So after it grabs its card, you just refill the market like normal with the opposite. If it grabbed a resource with a building, if it's building, put a resource. And then these tokens move one spot. This moves down and this moves across. So then it will have a new card to select from, and you keep going like that. And at the end of the game, the AI scores a little bit different. It scores points on the constructed building cards. It scores points for its permanent resources on their constructed building cards, points for each civic token, and also the ingenuity resource card if you're using that. And then there's also different levels of the AI difficulty. So today I'll just playing on the easy difficulty, which means it just gets the points printed on the cards, and then it also just gets 1 point per permanent resource and 3 points per civic token. That's pretty much it. So we just go until the draw pile is empty, and then after that we score up the points and see who wins. So I will start first. Let me move this out of the way, and let me see what I want to grab. I'm just going to flip a random card because I can do that each turn, and it is the town square, which requires 3 ecology to build. I don't have that. This ingenuity card is just a universal resource, so I technically do have 1, but I don't have enough to get that. So I would just grab this community and energy resources down there. Those were both resources, so then we get 2 new building cards here. And that's it for my turn. Onto the AI's turn. And it's pretty simple. Those cards line up, so it's taking these 2. I would just put these in a pile there, and then we get 2 new building cards that go there. These tokens move down and across, and then it's back to my turn. Pretty simple and easy turns. So it's my turn. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this industry one just because I'm curious what that is. Okay, that's a community and ecology, which is good, but I don't have any ecology. So I think I need to start grabbing some of that. So I will go with, well, they're gonna grab this card, which I do want the economy. Then if I grab that, then they're gonna get a building, which I don't really want. So maybe I'll grab this ecology, and I already have some energy. So maybe I'll grab some more community, I guess. That sounds fine. Can't hurt to have more than I need, I guess, right now. And then those were both resource cards, so then they will be replaced with building cards. And that's it for my turn. Back to the AI's turn. It winds up with this card, so it's taking both of those. Those were both resources, so 2 new buildings will be placed there, and then the tokens move down and across. It's back to my turn. Well, I see a lot of options. I kind of wanted to save my ingenuity card, but I think I'm gonna have to use it sooner rather than later to kind of get my permanent resources in place so I can start getting other stuff. So I think I will use this and this to grab, I'll just put like my discards, I don't know, kind of sideways. So I remember that's that. I'll use the ingenuity as an industry symbol so I can get this food cart, which gives me a permanent economy. And then I have the permanent economy. I can ditch my community card and grab the rain garden here. So now I have a permanent ecology as well. So that's pretty nice. Those were both buildings I grabbed. So it's replaced with 2 resources. And then it's back to the AI's turn, which they are grabbing this bottom card and this top card. So let me go ahead and put what's supposed to go there. And then the top card was a resource, so that should be a building. They grabbed a card with a civic token, so they're grabbing the far left one, which, at least how I'm playing it, it doesn't really matter what the civic token says because they're just gonna get 3 points for it. So even though it says 7 points, they're only getting 3 points. And then I guess I need to move that back to the top and this to the right. Okay, so maybe I will grab this tree house because I have the permanent resources, so I don't have to really pay anything. And then that gives me a community icon, which I can use in combination with my ecology card to get another food cart going, which I am not going to complain about because that will give me 2 permanent economy, which is pretty good. And then I can just place, those are both buildings, right? So I can just place 2 resources there and there. It's back to the AI's turn. It's grabbing this card and the card below it. This will just go, I'll put it in a pile. That's there. And then that goes there and that goes there. I really should start using those tokens because I feel like I'm going to mess up remembering which card I just grabbed, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. And that's back to me. And I have a decent amount of options. Right now, I don't have any industry or energy. So I feel like I kind of need to focus on one of those 2. Maybe I will, well, I guess I can't really flip anything because all the rows and columns have a building in it. So let me think on this for a second. Okay, I think I see a pretty good play. I could grab this birdhouse because I have 2 economy. That will give me 2 community, and then I can use my 2 community to build this light post, which gives me a permanent energy as well, which is pretty sweet to have. And then this just gets filled in with 2 random resources. It's back to the AI's turn. They're grabbing this resource and this building. So those are just going in this pile, and then it's going to replace it with a building and a resource, and then that slides down and that slides across. It's back to my turn, and I'm gonna have to think here for a second. So now I can flip something because we do have some rows and columns, either this column, or this row. I will go with this industry because I do want to try to get a permanent industry, and that's a dock. Okay. See, I'm half tempted to grab both of these ecologies because then I could grab both of these next turn. But the issue is then both of these will be buildings, and buildings are usually better for the AI. So I'm not sure if I really want to do that. Yeah, I don't know what to do because I want to grab this dock, but I feel like if maybe I will grab the ecology just so I have an extra, even though it's going to give them something. But this I can essentially build for free with my food carts, and then that will just go over there. So then that means they get a new building there and a resource. So then back to the AI's turn, and they're grabbing this building and a resource, and then it's being replaced with a resource and a building. Then these slide down and across. Okay, well now I have my 2 permanent economy, so I can use both of that. And oh, I do have an energy also now. I kind of forgot. So I could just build this green roof for free, which is pretty great. That gives me 2 ecology, and then I can spend my extra resource to build the town square, which is pretty great. This will give me a civic token, and been eyeballing these. I think what's best would be this one, because that gives me 6 points essentially. I get 3 points per pair of economy and ecology buildings. All right, back to the AI's turn, which they're just grabbing 2 resources here, which I'm not going to complain about. And then that'll give me 2 new buildings to choose from. So that's that. That moves up and that moves across. Okay, well, I think I will build this cellular tower because I have all the resources to do so. And then I will grab this extra community card. And oh boy, this was, I think, where the community card was. Yeah. Okay. And then that goes there, back to the AI's turn, and it's just grabbing a couple resource cards, replacing them with a couple of buildings, and then we're moving their tokens around. This may not be the best use of my resources, but I think I will grab this ingenuity card and immediately spend it as an ecology so I can build this factory. What's nice is I'm now at 2 of each resource, so I'm actually doing pretty decent on all of that stuff. And then this is a building now, and this should be resource, right? All right, so it's back to the AI's turn, and they're grabbing this building and resource, and then I'll replace it with a resource and a building, and then they grabbed a civic token card, so they are grabbing this far left one, which is not one I was really planning on getting, so I'm fine with that. And then I have to move their tokens around, which I almost forgot about, and then it's back to my turn. Okay, well, I think I will grab this energy and then spend these 2 along with my 2 permanent to grab this wind farm. And we go ahead and replace these before I forget. That's a resource. This will be a building, and this wind farm will get me another civic token. And I will go with, I get 2 points for each type I have 2 or more of. So right now that's going to be basically 10 points, I think, if I'm reading that token right. And then it's, I replace the cards, so I guess that's it for my turn. Back to the AI, and they're grabbing this resource and a building. That's just a regular building. So it was resource and a building, so now it's gonna be replaced with a building and a resource. Then this moves down, and that moves across. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with something kind of simple. I'm gonna grab this ingenuity card because I just like having them on hand, and then I will build the skate park, which just gets me 5 points, but I'll still take it. 5 points is 5 points. So then I need to place that there and this like that. So then the AI is going to go and it's grabbing this public works and the industry up top. So then this needs replaced with a building. This needs replaced with a resource. And then it drew a card with a civic token. So it's grabbing the far left one and it's getting another one. And then I got to move its tokens around. Cool, so this is going to work out pretty well because I can build the corner store because I have my 2 ecology, 2 industry, and this will get me my 3rd economy card, and then I can spend my ingenuity as a 4th one to also build the art gallery, which is pretty nice. It will allow me to grab another civic token, and I will go with, I think, it doesn't really matter, probably either of these are decent. This one, sure. So I'll get 3 points for repair of ecology and energy, which right now would get me 6 points. So that's not bad at all. And then these are both buildings. So now they're both going to be resources, right? Yes. So then it's back to the AI's turn, and it's just grabbing both of these and throwing them into the pile, replacing them with some buildings and moving their tokens around. Interesting options here. I really want to build this bicycle repair shop, but then I'm like looking at which extra card I want to grab. The community would be good, but I already have a decent amount. Economy would be good, but I'm already pretty good on that. Industry, I guess I could use more. So I'll grab the industry as that and build the bike shop, which I have enough resources to do so for free. And then there's a resource, or sorry, a building, and then a resource. And it's back to the AI's turn, and they're grabbing a building and a resource, and I will replace that with a good old resource and building. And then they drew a card with civic tokens, so they're getting another one and moving their tokens around the grid. Got a lot of options here, mainly just grabbing points. So I think what I'll probably do is just grab this ingenuity and then spend it as a 4th community along with this community. So I have 4 community and the 3 industry, which I also have to spend that one. But then that'll just get me a cool 7 points. So I'll take that. And then I need to replace these. Oh boy, I forgot which one's which. See, that's why the tokens are pretty handy. Sometimes it's kind of easy to forget if you're just doing other stuff. I think this one was there. No, this one's a building. The one below it is a resource. Okay. And yeah, they give you tokens so you can remember, but I'm too good for tokens apparently. So they're grabbing both of those, and then these 2 cards are going to be both buildings. I need to try to get another energy permanent resource, but none are coming up, which is a little annoying. Well, I guess I'll just keep trying to score more points, which I could build both the radio station and the fountain because I got 2 energy and a community, and then 2 ecology and 2 economy. So that's a cool just 9 points that I will gladly take. And we're almost to the end of the draw pile here, so the game won't be going on too much longer. The AI's turn now and is grabbing this bottom card and top card, putting those in its pile and putting out 2 new buildings. I'm really hoping for permanent energy. There's one, the data center. Maybe I'll have to try to grab that next turn. So yeah, I guess I can grab this because I got my 3 economy, 2 ecology. I can easily build that. So now I have 3 energy, and I guess I'll just grab the community card right above it. So now we got a new building there and a resource down there. Back to the AI's turn. They're grabbing this and this. This goes in their little pile. This goes over there, and then new building up there and a new card there. And there's 1 more turn left. So let me think about what I want to do. Wow, okay. I'm gonna grab both of these because I can, right? I can grab this because I have the permanent, and then I just have to spend a community to build that. And then I have the 3 energy and the 2 industry to get this, which is 10 points. It's a lot of points. So I'll definitely take both of those and just replace them with 2 ingenuity cards. The AI is gonna go, and its final turn is just grabbing these 2, which at this point, there are no more cards to fill the market, so that's the end of the game. All right, let's go ahead and let's tally up my score first, and then we'll see how the AI did. So you pretty much only score for 2 things. You score for the points printed on your cards, and then you score for any points gained through civic tokens. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 22, 27, 31, 41 from just my printed cards. Okay, so 41 is what I have for my total of points on my cards, and then I get 9 points from this because I have 3 pairs, so that's 50 points total, 2 points for each one that has 2 or more, which I have all 5 resources, so that's 60 total, right? And then 3 points for each of these, so I have 3 pairs, so 69 is what I think my total is, which is pretty nice. All right, let's see what the AI has for their score. As far as I'm aware, you don't actually use these unspent resources to score at all. So I just need to score up, since I'm playing on easy, the points printed on their cards, and then they'll get 1 point per permanent resource, 3 points per civic token. So points printed on the card, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then they get 1 point per permanent resource, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then they get 3 points per civic token, so 12, 15, 18, 21. Really? That can't be right. Did I really beat them by that much? I think so, because that's all they get points for, is points printed on the cards, 1 point per permanent, 3 points per civic token. So 69 to 21, that was kind of a blowout, but I think that's a win. So that was Point City. I've only had a couple plays of this, so hopefully I got all the rules right, but it does seem pretty straightforward, and I really like it. It's fairly simple. I've played a little bit of Point Salad, so I'm kind of familiar with that, but I'm a big fan of city building games and engine building games, which this is both. So it's not the most complex, it's not the longest, it's not, it's pretty straightforward, but I like it, and this was probably by far my best game, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game, and I definitely think I'll have to play either medium or hard next time, because I think easy is a little too easy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see ya.